Madison Clark had always believed in planning her life carefully. She had grown up in Seattle, a city surrounded by water and mountains, where the mornings smelled of fresh coffee and the evenings were painted with sunsets over the Puget Sound. Madison had recently graduated from college with a degree in business administration and had just started working at a marketing firm downtown. Her life was orderly, filled with routines, projects, and occasional coffee breaks at her favorite cafe on Pine Street. She never expected her orderly life to be disrupted by someone like Ryan Bennett. Ryan was charming in a quiet way, not loud or boastful, but with a presence that made people notice him. He worked as a software engineer in a tech company just a few blocks away from Madison's office. They first met during a mutual friend's small gathering, and Madison had been struck by how different he seemed from everyone else she knew. He listened more than he spoke, but when he did, his words carried a warmth and thoughtfulness that made people comfortable. Over the next few weeks, Ryan and Madison bumped into each other occasionally, at coffee shops, in the park, or during casual city events. One afternoon, Ryan sent her a message asking if she wanted to meet for coffee. Madison hesitated for a moment, then replied with a polite yes, curious about where this could go. They met at the cozy cafe on the corner, where the walls were lined with books and the aroma of baked goods filled the air. Madison arrived first, her hands wrapped around a warm cup of tea, watching the door. When Ryan walked in, carrying his usual calm smile, she felt an unexpected flutter of excitement. "Hi, Madison," he said softly, taking the seat across from her. "Hi, Ryan," she replied, her voice steady despite the sudden nervousness she felt. Their conversation began with simple topics: work, books, the city, but soon they started sharing more personal thoughts, small dreams, and little worries. Madison was surprised at how easy it was to talk to him, how natural it felt to be herself. A few weeks into their growing friendship, they decided to meet for dinner at a small Italian restaurant in downtown Seattle. The city lights shimmered on the wet streets as they walked together, talking and laughing. After dinner, as they sat on a bench in a nearby park watching the city lights reflect on the water, Ryan looked at Madison seriously. "Madison, can I ask you something?" he said, his tone softer than usual. She nodded, sensing that what he was about to say was important. "Are you a time pass before marriage?" The question shocked her. Madison blinked, unsure how to respond at first. She hadn't expected such a direct question. But she realized that Ryan's question came from a place of sincerity, not judgment. Taking a deep breath, she replied, "Ryan, I've never thought of life or relationships as time pass. I take people's feelings seriously, and I value honesty. I'm not here to waste anyone's time." Ryan's expression softened, a mix of relief and admiration crossing his face. "I'm glad to hear that," he said quietly. "I wanted to be sure because I've never met someone who makes me feel understood like you do, and I don't want to risk getting hurt or causing you any harm." Madison smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart. She realized that she felt the same way. Ryan was someone she could trust, someone who respected her feelings, and someone who genuinely cared. From that night on, their friendship slowly began to blossom into something more meaningful. They spent their weekends exploring Seattle together, visiting art galleries, walking along the waterfront, or simply enjoying quiet afternoons in cozy cafes. Ryan admired Madison's dedication to her career and her passion for small things, like gardening and volunteering at local community events. Madison admired Ryan's calmness, his intelligence, and the way he always made time to listen and support her. There were moments of small misunderstandings, of course, because life was never perfectly smooth. One rainy day, Madison had been stressed over a tight deadline at work and accidentally snapped at Ryan during a call. She felt terrible afterward, and when Ryan came to see her that evening, he simply smiled and said, "I know you're under pressure. I understand. I'm here for you, always." That simple reassurance made Madison realize how rare it was to find someone who truly cared. Their bond deepened with each passing month. They celebrated small victories together, comforted each other during challenges, and slowly, without pressure,